it's like a silent killer. Like, you wouldn't even see it coming. You wouldn't see anybody having any kind of symptoms or anything that you didn't think were out of the ordinary. Oh, I'm just feeling a bit sick today or something like that, you know. Or and most people even don't tell other people about, you know, like when they're feeling sick about something. Like, I don't know, if you've discovered you've got a bum tooth, you know, and it's like rotting in the back of your head, do you go around and tell everybody about it? Hey, I'm Vinny, I've got a bum tooth and it reeks. No, you don't, do you? You suffer in silence. And one day it gets infected and you die from it. That's the kind of thing we're talking about here, isn't it? But except it's not just, you know, a bum tooth that might kill you. It's like flooding the market with as many toxins, chemicals, pathogens, etc. as possible, so that everybody will die of something. But everybody will think it's completely unrelated.
Absolutely, that's what it is. Because they want you to keep buying the products. Because if you buy the products, then you need medical care or medical management. And this starts this whole ball rolling where they squeeze as much money as they can before you die. And then, you know, God forbid, if you don't have a will, then your estate gets sucked up by the state government. Or if you do, then everybody has to fight over everything and pay off your bills that you died without paying. This is a very, very sick, twisted game that they have us living under for an entire existence, you know. And I was talking with my brother earlier, and he's like, oh, well, you know, that's just how life is. No, that's how life has been manufactured. Life used to be, you know, before the 1940s, there were no grocery stores in the United States. Not super grocery stores. There was like the general store. What did people do for food? They grew food in their backyard. They lived near a farm, and they bartered and traded, or they worked on the farm and got food. They turned their front lawns they had animals on their property. Then all of a sudden, we needed milk delivered to our house, or we needed to travel to go to a superstore and buy already produced products because we didn't want to produce them anymore at our house. And it was just so much more convenient. And we had so much more time, like all the housewives in the 1950s when they had all the new gadgets coming out and you didn't have to wash your clothes with the washboard and hang them up on the line. You could use this newfangled washer and it will do it, you know, and then you could maybe just hang it on the line, or you could get one of these newfangled dryers.
People had no idea about that stuff. Like my uncle told me that his mother, when they first got a refrigerator, she was like afraid of it, and she like put some potatoes on a roasting dish and then put it inside it just to see what it would do, like to see if it might cook her potatoes or something. Because you're so used to, like, the only thing that you open and put something in that involves food was an oven.
People don't understand that with all of that time came Valium. Because housewives had so much time on their hands that they needed something to do and they got depressed. Because part of being a nurturer, and I might get some flack for this, but you know what? I'm a housewife. And you know what? I was raised by a feminist. So here I am, coming from a feminist background, being raised by a woman who burned her bras in the 60s. And here I am telling you that there is merit in nurturing and taking care of your home and your family. And if you don't give yourself that purpose, idle hands are the devil's plaything. So here come pharmaceuticals to make you feel good about the fact that you're not fulfilling what you naturally want to do, which is to nurture and take care of your family. It's kind of sick when you think about how everything kind of just falls into place. And then, you know, we have to go to what I noticed recently was lettuce used to be lettuce. Now, in order for lettuce to be lettuce, it has to be organic lettuce. Because if it's not organic, then it's just lettuce, and lettuce is manufactured. It comes out of a laboratory. That's where the seeds come from. So we have to actually label food as it naturally should be in order to identify it as its natural state, because we're so used to unnatural food.
Yeah. Well, I think we're so used to unnatural everything, even unnatural social interaction. You know, how many people have actually, you know, talked in the last week in person to somebody that you've talked to on Facebook? Interesting.
Yeah. I just spoke with my brother on Skype, and I have not seen his face. We video chatted. I have not seen his face in more than 2 years. And I was just enthralled just to see him because I haven't seen him and he had a beard and I haven't seen him in a long time. And I was like, oh, look at you. And look at all this. Look at how much older you. He's 34. So I'm like, look at how much older you are. And I realized while we were talking how 3,000 miles away from my family does a huge number. I'm busy with my life here and my husband and my kids and everything else that I do. And I love what I do. But for 28 years of my life, my whole life was 3,000 miles away. And I haven't been back there in 6 or 7 years. And I haven't seen my brother in close to like 2.5 or 3 years. That's a really long time to be away from the people that you grew up with and you were raised with and who love you and know you better than you know yourself. And I think it does a number on people that we don't live close to our families anymore, that we are separated and we don't think anything of it, but we're sad and depressed and we feel disconnected. And then we have these relationships online that are disconnected because we're not physically with each other. We forget that 90% of our communication is nonverbal. So if I can't see you, I can't see your facial expressions or your body language. I have to go by tone. And most people misunderstand each other, especially in chat. You know, you can completely misunderstand when someone is trying to be funny and they're coming off the wrong way and you're taking them seriously. That misunderstanding would never happen if you were face to face. But we continue to push this.
Unless they're like a hardcore socialist kind of... Those people got no sense of humor.
Now, there are really trolls that are just really out there to just like make your day really suck. But most of the time, people are just trying to make comments and trying to be fun and trying to be part of the conversation. And they're misinterpreted and misunderstood because we're not physically with each other. And a lot of problems stem from the fact that we're pushing more and more of social media, that we don't have to be around each other to be around each other. Yes, we do. We're social creatures. We need to see each other and be around each other. Did you know that cuddling releases such a high level of dopamine that it will literally instantly get rid of depression, feelings of anxiety, feelings of fear, just cuddling. So think about that.
I am like the chief cuddle master. You know, I'm 6'4", so if you're like hugging me in public or kind of thing, you got to put your arms around my waist because you can't even reach my shoulders. And then you come in, and I'm big and soft and squishy, and then I put my big arms around you, and then I can put my chin and rest it on your head, so you're like completely encapsulated in a big warm squishy hug. It's very, very nice, I'm told.
I'm 5'1". My husband is 6'2".
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.